to our morning conversation today. And if you know, if you're an 80s baby, you can identify with this. That in the 90s, when you were in your teens, having a home in the village, it was such a strong social statement. In fact, for our parents, people like us who were born in the 80s, those who lived and worked in Nairobi and other major cities and towns across the country, they lived for that moment when they would be able to even construct a house next to their parents in Gishagi. They'll be looking forward to those moments when they visit, going back home, visiting your grandparents, your relatives. But nowadays, there's a trend among young people where they're not even considering visiting the village. And I dare you to go ask any young person today. Easter holiday, unataka kwenda wapi? I'm going to Mombasa. I'm going to Dubai. I'm going to Europe. In fact, the only time you see young people today in the village is during a rorashio. Akienda sasa kuoa ndio anapeleka. Anaenda huko sasa kuomba sasa ruhusa ya kuoa. And now that's when they go to the village. But nowadays, young people don't visit the village anymore. These days, it's even so sad. You see, your shosh is the one who comes to visit you in the city. Making your old 90-year-old grandmother get into a bus to come to Nairobi. But it's not vice versa. It even used to be a big deal to take even your woman to shagz on holiday. Siku hizi hebu try asking that lady of yours at its 20 Gishagi for 2 weeks over Christmas. It's a problem. And I want to know why this is the case. Why don't young people today go to the village anymore? Why don't you go and visit every once in a while? See, ati kila siku ni Nakuru, kila siku ni wanitanga Nax Vegas, Naivasha, sijui wapi. But there are people, yesterday, oh my God, I met this young man. This guy, I think he's like 28 years old. He told me the last time he went to Gishagi was 5 years ago. And I asked him, how do you visit your grandfather or your grandmother or other relatives that are there? And I said, they're the ones who come to Nairobi. And I don't know, it kind of feels like we are forgetting where we came from, where our parents came from. And it's scary because it's going to get to a time when your children's children will not know their roots. And it's what I want to find out this morning. Why is it? And please explain to me in a way that I can understand. Why is it as a young man or a young woman going to Gishagi on vacation is it cannot be done? I want you to give me a call on 0711-046-105. Why are you making your grandmother upon the bus akuje all the way to Nairobi? When you, the young self that you are, you can go and visit shows. Why is it young people don't like going to shagz? You can also hit why it is. A lot of people today don't like going back to Gishagi, and especially young people. Me, I want to understand. I want to understand how, when you want to party and go to Naivasha, or to go to Nakuru, or to go to Mombasa, you are ready and willing. Like a young person will save up money to even get on a flight to go to Dubai. Nakwao ni hapa Nyeri too, but just doing that drive to Nyeri to go check out on how Grandi is doing is a problem. Going to check how Gukai is doing is a problem. Why don't you like going back to shagz? The only time some of you have been seen in shagz is when you're going for Rorashio. So nifanyie Rorashio big club huku kule mnashindanga kila siku. I'm just saying, that's the problem. We are so willing to go anywhere else, but we never go back to the village to check on how your shosh is doing. Your shosh, in fact, is the one who's being forced to get in matatus and drive and come all the way to Nairobi to see you. Why is this the case, eh? There's a lady here called Evelyn telling me, Mike, I don't remember the last time I was in Gishagi. How? How don't you remember the last time you were in shagz? So where do you go? On Songo, I like this tweet of yours. You're saying, a year never ends without me going to Ocha, even when our parents don't know. And that's very good. Yeah, there's Jay Chuizo, you're telling me, Mike, it's a decade of decadence. What decadence can you do in Gishagi? Oh my God. 0711046105 is my number. Why is it that young people today don't like going to shagz, to the village?
You know, nowadays it is very easy to go Gishagi kwa sababu kila kitu ni kama sai kazi ni kuhaso unahaso.
Kweli?
Sasa unaona ni ngumu sana badala ya uende Gishagi hapa hadi sasa urushe kitu kwa M-Pesa ukifika ndio wakati wa sikukuu.
But let me ask you. Vile you're in Nairobi, don't you find time to also go to these Naivashas and whatever?
Yeah, somehow it's not bad kwa sababu kwenda Gishagi sasa unapata mpaka wa the ladies we are marrying nowadays ni ngumu sana, wataki mambo ya kwenda kukaa Gishagi 1 week 2 weeks. Wanataka show ama kama mkorondi anakuja huko Nairobi.
Haya. Okay then. So thank you, Classic 105. Hello.
Now mine is the opposite. We go to Shagz every December.
You go the entire month of December?
Every December, yes, and it's a rule.
That is good.
Yes, it's a rule. Luckily, it's where I got married. Unfortunately, not at my home.
Yes.
Where I'm married now, they have a rule every December. Everyone must carry their kids, touch your wife, and go home for a whole week.
That is that's what I remember from when I was growing up. Hakuna December we were cooling in the city. We used to be taken to Gishagi, all of us.
Yes.
So thank you. Why don't you keep calling? It's 0711046105. Why is it young people today don't like going to Gishagi? Nini ni mbaya? There's some young people today who don't even know where their homes are. Unamwambia, unatoka wapi? No, I come from Muranga, but where in Muranga? Keep calling. We continue with our morning conversation today. And it's all about going back to Gishagi, going back and visiting the people back home. And it's now starting to come to my attention that even there are people today who don't even know where their shagz is. Anajua tu mimi Mkamba natoka Machakos, but Machakos is very big. Machakos where? Ask any young person today, tell them to take you to their shagz, to their door like this. And that person cannot. He'll have to ask directions to his own home. Really? Come on, people. Are we being serious? And then you're there busy going time ya rurashio, ndio unajipeleka huko Gishagi, tumekuja kururashia hapa na nini, and you don't even know. You're asking directions to your own home. So ufanye rurashio hapa Kiza basi, because that's the only place. You go to Naivasha, the way people like going to Naivasha, but you never find time. And I get it, people have to work, and I'm not saying going to shagz every day, but you can go at least once in a year. So why don't you let me know on 0711046105, when was the last time you went?
Wacha huyo anasema kuna 5 years hajafika home. I have 20 years.
You have 20 years?
20 years. And the reason is not that I don't want to go home. Okay, when my dad passed on in 99, that was the last time we stayed Uko, when he had gone for his burial.
But why?
Before that, we used to go to shagz every December. That was our rule also. We had to go home every December. But the reason why I stopped going, my relatives were walikosea.
Okay.
When my dad died, there's some of this family conflict, you see, when someone passes on. So I grew up hating them. I hated my grandmother, I hated my grandfather, everyone. I hated everyone on my dad's side. And I just swore never to be associated with them. And that is why I've never set my foot back there. I have some papers signed, and I'm forced to go back to shagz to have the chief sign it.
So. Okay.
So I have to get someone to show me directions there.
You need someone to show you directions to your own home.
The last time I was there, I was only 13 years. I don't remember anything. So it's a cousin of mine who just give me directions. I go to the chief and I just come back. I won't even go and say hi to my grandmother or anyone. I just go to the chief, get whatever I'm getting done, and then come back.
So, Basi, my dear, you have a good morning, Never go to your shagz. Why is this the case,
So, reason for me not going to my home shagz was when my grandfather died when I was maybe 16 years. And then, you have those kind of bad grandmothers who are choosy on the kind of kids they like, even the grandkids they like. So, her being that you cannot go home and not carry something, in Kikuyu, you have to come with some luggage for appreciation.
Yes.
So, the fact that I hate my grandmother so much makes me loath to go to that home. It is so painful that your grandmother even hates the kid, the child born, and the grandchild. So what gives you a reason to go home to visit your grandmother? Like, for example, like even her own kids, my grandmother, her own kids. In Kikuyu, she calls them dogs.
Guy.
It is that bad.
Sour.
Yeah.
Okay. You have a good day, my dear.
I think what we're talking about today is a classic example of people not wanting to appreciate where they come from.
Yeah.
Because if you talk of Nairobi or all those urban areas, that is somebody's gishagi. That means they build it over time.
True.
But people are hiding in town and talking about gishagi. Actually, they call it gishagi because it looks that shaggy. Place to go. But I think it's because they're not investing in their gishagi. That's why they don't find it
Thank you.
to go there. But
Thank you.
They would build their gishagi. They wouldn't find it gishagi as they call it.
That's
they
very
go
true.
There and find it happy to be there.
Very, very true.
So let people go back to their gishagi, build it, and they'll always appreciate it like they are appreciating other people's gishagi.
Yes.